Sexual assault on college campuses. According to the United States Department of Justice, sexual assault is any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the recipient. One in 5 women will be sexually assaulted while in college. 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted while in college. More than 90% of sexual assault victims on college campuses do not report the assault. 63% of men at one university who self-reported acts qualifying as rape or attempted rape admitted to committing repeat rapes. 91% of victims of rape and sexual assault are female, and 9% are male. In 8 out of 10 cases of rape, the victim knew the person who sexually assaulted them. Every 109 seconds, someone in the world is sexually assaulted. Only 6 out of every 1,000 rapists will end up in prison. An analysis of federal data found that these schools had the highest total of rape reports on their main campuses in 2014. Consent means conduct that signifies through words or behaviors that the parties have indicated agreement to engage in sexual activity. Past consent does not imply future consent. Silence or absence of resistance by itself does not imply consent. Consent to engage in sexual activity with one person does not imply consent to engage in sexual activity with another. Consent can be withdrawn at any time. Coercion, force, or threat of force invalidates consent. Only a small fraction of the sexual assaults that occur on campuses are reported to campus safety or the police. There are many reasons that students don't report sexual assaults. They don't want their friends and family to know. They know the offender and don't want to get them in trouble. They believe the assault is not important enough to report. They don't believe the campus safety or police will be able to help. While many campuses have emergency poles placed around campus which connect directly to the police, people rarely use them. More and more colleges and universities are creating outreach programs and clubs to help spread awareness of sexual assault on campuses. Survivors need to know that there is a safe place for them to go to get the help that they need. Having these groups be prevalent on campus could give survivors access to a support system that they didn't even know they needed. More people need to speak up and intervene if they see anything that could turn into an assault. Colleges and universities have been aware of the problem of sexual assault for at least 20 years. Directing resources toward prevention and providing services to students who have been sexually assaulted. Programs include education, support for Take Back the Night events, distribution of rape whistles, development and staffing hotlines, training of police and administrators, and other efforts. Sexual assault education should shift in emphasis from educating women on preventative measures to educating both men and women about the coercive behavior of men and the sources of victim blaming. Rates of sexual assault, however, have not declined over the last 5 decades. Explanations of high rates of sexual assault on college campuses fall into 3 broad categories. Number 1, a psychological approach that views sexual assault as a consequence of the perpetrator's or victim's characteristics. Examples would be gender role attitudes, personality, family background, or sexual history. Number 2, the rape culture approach, where sexual assault is seen as a consequence of the nature of men, women, sexuality, and consent that create an environment conducive to rape. Number 3, an approach that identifies particular contexts, such as bars and fraternities, as sexually dangerous places. Lately, there has been a lot of uproar with sexual assault in social media. More and more celebrities are sharing their stories in an attempt to spread the word on just how common sexual assault is. One of the current campaigns that is sweeping social media is Me Too. People all over are posting the 2-word status to indicate that they have been affected by sexual assault. This campaign is showing the magnitude of the issue at hand. Sexual assault is far more common than most people think. Statistics are just numbers until you really think about the meaning behind them. Being sexually assaulted makes you feel powerless, worthless, and broken. It is scary. It tears you to pieces. No one should ever have to feel that way. If you ever see something that you don't feel right about, step in. Be the person that keeps your friends, acquaintances, and even the strangers around you safe. Your decision to step in could prevent a lifetime of pain for someone.